All right, folks, welcome back. Joining us now is Howard Behar, founding president of Starbucks International and author of, what else? The Magic Cup, a business parable about a leader, a team, and the power of putting people and values first. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
And the coffee is where? I'm looking for the coffee.
Somewhere. In the store. I'll give you a coupon.
So, you wrote The Magic Cup. Tell us why you wrote it, what you're trying to show people here.
Well, I was trying to create basically a children's book for adults on leadership and on values, and something that made sense to all people and that they would understand that basically great leaders are driven by their values. They're not driven by so-called what they do or their policies.
But great business leaders should also be driven by the want to profit. Correct?
Yeah, but profit is not shouldn't be the driving force. I mean, the driving force should be to accomplish something great, to give something great to your customers, to serve people in a wonderful way. So, you know.
But don't the two go hand in hand?
Absolutely. Yeah. Profits and values are not separate from each other. Although one of the problems I think in the United States is that we have tried to make them separate. That you can't be a good company, care about your people, take care of your customers, and also make a profit, which is a fallacious assumption.
Well, Starbucks has been obviously wildly successful. So to what do you attribute that? Great product, but also, I mean, I would assume that you had a business model, and everything that you've done, or most everything you've done, has been, okay, if we do this, we're going to make this much. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, is there?
Absolutely not. But we were driven by caring about people, and that started from the very beginning. We wanted to be able to walk down the hallways, look at everybody in the face, and say we're in it together. There were no company cars, no company boats, no company airplanes, none of that stuff. Everybody had health care. Everybody got stock options, even before we were public.
So caring about people who work for you, and the customers as well.
The customers, you got to do both. But primarily, the first thing you got to do is care about your customer, or care about your people, because they're the ones taking care of your customers.
All right, now, and you're right. That's a great way to describe this book, a children's book for adults. I've never heard it put quite that way. But should the government be involved in mandating that any company over a certain amount of employees provides health care? Should the government be mandating a $15 an hour? I know you live in Washington State, and they got the $15 an hour minimum wage, or they're working up to it, and California now and others. I mean, is that what government's role should be when it comes to business?
Well, I think there has to be some level of support from the government. You know, you could have a free-for-all and say there's no minimum wage at all. Then there are going to be people that are going to be working for $2 or $3 an hour in a place where there aren't any jobs. So, and people are going to have to take what they get. So I'm not against that. You know, the $15 an hour deal in Seattle was, to me, I was against it. Not so much that I was against the number. I was against how it was put in place, and I was also against some of the things that went with it, like it's automatically tied to inflation. But we're going to see. It's going to be a great experiment. California now is just going to enact $15 an hour for the whole state, which I don't believe in. I thought there should have been a tiered approach, like they did in Oregon. But I don't think that having a base wage is wrong. I think that's the right thing to do. It creates a level playing field for everybody, because the facts are in life, there are cheaters in life, and there are dishonest people, and there are people that don't care about their people.
Right, but you know, this myth that people on minimum wage can't support their families, 90% of minimum wage earners are college students and high school students, and they're not adults supporting families.
No, that number is not good. That's an old number. That is how it used to be.
What is the number now?
The number probably is about 40% are people that live in households and supporting households.
So 60 don't?
Yeah, 60 don't. But they're not high school kids. Like Starbucks hardly ever hired any high school kids. They're mostly college age, supporting themselves. And we always paid more than minimum wage.
And this book's going to teach people what in 20 seconds?
It's going to teach people how to think about their lives in a different way, and how to understand what they put into their cup is what they're going to get out of it. And there is no escape. If you put greed and blind ambition into your cup is going to shrink in size, and it isn't going to fill up.
Howard Behar, and the book, The Magic Cup. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks.